So Ruben, another special milestone for yourself. On Sunday, the win against Spurs was your 200th appearance in a Wolves shirt. How proud are you that you've been able to represent this club on so many different occasions?
Well, I'm really proud, to be honest. Never thought I would achieve this number with the club. Of course, when I came, it was a bit different from Porto. But then after the first season, I was sure I'll be really happy here.
So let's rewind back. 2017. There's a buzz going around the training ground at Compton. There's a buzz going around the city of Wolverhampton. We are signing this Portuguese wonder kid. But how was it for Ruben Neves? You're 20 years old. You're leaving Portugal. You're leaving your boyhood team Porto. What was it about this opportunity which excited you enough to come to Wolverhampton?
Well, I spoke about this a few times. It was not easy on that moment for me. Of course, I was playing in Porto. I was playing Champions League, but then I had a look to my career as well. I was starting my career, and I was not playing that much. I needed to improve. The best way to improve is playing games, and I was not playing a lot in Porto, so I needed to change, to look for something else. I remember I was with my wife when they told me Wolves want me. It was a bit of a shock for me, but then after 5 minutes thinking about it, just wanted to come because I thought on that moment it was a great chance for me to improve as a player. So fortunately, it was a really good decision for me, for my family, and we are really happy today.
Yeah, and then obviously we went to Austria straight away for pre-season, where you sort of integrated yourself with the lads in the beautiful Austrian mountains, and then your first game in England was in the beautiful hills of Shropshire at my beloved Shrewsbury town. But what was your first impressions of life at Wolves?
Well, we're good impressions. We are not used to have the conditions Wolves had in Portugal. It's not used to have that amount of fans as well. Of course, I knew the coach because I worked with him the season before I came here, and then I think I found the best dressing room I've ever had since I'm playing professional football.
I remember when you first came through the door, the first few weeks, I think you were getting used to the tempo of the football and things like that. But I always remember there was a session at Compton, and there was two moments in the same training session. There's one where Nuno used to play this possession game, but it was full width but not full length, sort of a smaller game. And there's been a big tackle in midfield and the ball shot up 20 yards and you've just ran onto it, half volleyed it about 50 yards to Matt Doherty, didn't go about 2 foot off the ground. I thought, wow, this guy. And then we went into a five-a-side and you chipped John Ruddy from about 6 yards out, like fully over his head. And that's kind of when I thought, yeah, this kid's special. But you looking at the group of the players we brought in, the lads were already there, like Codes and John Ruddy and people like that. Were you impressed with the standard of football?
Yeah, a lot. I remember to say to my friends and my family, that's a different kind of football I'm used to play. Like, because when you play in a big team in Portugal, you always have the ball. Yeah. It's hard because you need to find spaces and the teams are defending really down and it's really hard. Of course, the players have a lot of quality, but then when I came here, the intensity of the training sessions, the aggressivity as well. I think I took like a few weeks to be ready to play here because I remember my first game in England. I came off after 30 minutes because I had
that's a Shrewsbury. It's a tough place to go, Ruben, Shrewsbury.
Because I had a bad tackle on my calf.
Yeah.
I needed to come off, and I remember to say to Jota, I was in the hotel. I didn't have a house, and I said, my friend, here it'll be really hard to play. But then we get used to it, and it's fantastic because it gives you like another dimension on the pitch. Normally in Portugal, the people have a lot of quality, but then on the big teams, of course, the intensity is not too much as here. So coming here was really good for me to win that part of the game as well.
It's something I've seen watching you over the last, say, 4 or 5 years, your physicality, year on year. It looks like you're getting stronger, you're getting more aggressive, you're becoming a more complete midfielder. Everyone knows your ability on the ball, but the physical side, I think you've got better and better. Is that something you've had to work on? Is it something in the gym, or is it just a mindset thing that you have to get used to?
For me, the main thing is our mind.
Yeah.
To be honest, I had a talk with Motinho as well
Yeah.
about it, and on these days, you don't need to be like too strong and too big to win balls and to recover balls, for example. If you are intelligent, if you are in the good position, on the right position, if you read well the game, you'll win a lot of balls as well.
Yeah.
So I think on these days the people look a lot to the physicality and not too much to the intelligence of the players.
The anticipation, knowing where the ball's going to be.
Anticipation, yeah.
Yeah.
Just read the game. If you read the game well, doesn't matter if you have 2 meters or 150.
Yeah.
It will be exactly the same.
Yeah.
That's the way I like to see the football as well. It's not about only physicality, but you need to know, to read the game, to read your position. And I think I improved a lot.
4.5 years, you've had some real special moments. What are some of your highlights of the last sort of 4.5 years?
Well, like I said, fortunately I had a few good moments here. But if I need to choose one, is when we win the league in Championship. The day we were going around the city with all the fans, that day was unbelievable. The way the fans celebrate, to see the happiness on their faces after almost a perfect season we did, it was really good. And bringing back the club to Premier League was something special, because we felt we did a great job in a hard competition like Championship is. And then to see all the people around the city celebrating with us was unbelievable.
Yeah. And is there anything from that particular season, because you had some special goals in that year, is there any moments, whether it's a goal or a result, which really stands out as the moment of that season?
I'll pick 2 moments. Of course, for the team, I think the game at Cardiff was
mental.
The game at Cardiff was the game of the season.
Yeah.
That game was unbelievable. Of course, what happened in the end was crazy. For me, the goal against Derby, of course, was one of the best moments I had in Championship.
Yeah, I always remember. So I was playing down at Reading then, and I was driving back from Shropshire down to Reading. I had my son in the car, and we were just getting home. I was listening to the game on the radio, and I was listening to Mikey Burrows, and you had just scored your goal, and Mikey's commentary was incredible. And I was about half a mile from the house, so me and my son, we rushed as quick as we could to get into the house because we needed to see this goal. Mikey had made it sound amazing, and I wasn't disappointed. It must be one of the best goals this stadium has seen in recent years. But one thing I did want to ask you about, I know Conor Cody's mentioned this before, that first touch, was it meant to go a little bit behind you and to the side, or did that just make the goal a little bit more spectacular?
No, the first touch was not good.
Oh. So you are human.
was not the touch I wanted to do in that moment. The ball went a little bit behind me. After that first touch, I just had one option, because normally I want to have more than one option to play with the control. But with that control, I only had one option, because I had no one on my right side to pass the ball. It was impossible to pass to my left because the ball was behind me. Yeah. So I just had the option to shoot, and fortunately it went really well.
I can't remember who it was just exasperated. It's like,
yeah,
what's just happened?
I remember Bolly and Benik.
Yeah,
they had really good reactions. But it's really funny to see the goal because of the fans on the back.
Yeah,
it's amazing. They were like, as soon as I kicked the ball, they were like waiting for the ball to go to the goal.
Yeah,
it's really good to see.
Yeah. And then obviously moving on from the Championship season, you've obviously some big Premier League games, but Europe was obviously very, very special. Is there one game, whether it was here at Molineux or an away game, which really stood out?
Of course, Europe was really big for us, and we did it well as well.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we lost that game against Sevilla, but we did really well. Of course, no fans was hard at the beginning. Then we just wanted to play, just wanted to focus in play and take the club as far as we can.
Yeah. Well, you mentioned before the celebrations of the championship, how nice it was to see the fans' faces and how hard it was playing without no fans. I know from speaking to them how much they love having you at the football club. I know they feel very fortunate to have a player, not only of your ability, but your character, your pride when you wear the shirt. They're very grateful to have you here, but you do have a special relationship with them, don't you?
Yeah, I think so. I think since my first season here, we create a special relationship. The way they received me here in the club, the country was amazing. We create that relationship. I'm really proud to have that relationship with them as well. I know I had some hard moments as well in the club, mainly on the last season. I was not playing on my level. I know that, and they were there every time for me as well to help me to come back to the level I want to play. And I speak a lot with my wife and with my family. You never know what's going to happen in football, but one thing I know, I want to come here even when I'm retired, just to watch games, because we have that kind of relationship.
Yeah, I think they'd be happy to see you in the South Bank alongside them. It'd be great. We've got to talk about the song. So only a select few of us have managed to have a song like that sang about us, but just give us an insight to a player stood on the pitch when your name is ringing around the whole of the stadium on a big Premier League night, a big European night. It must feel awesome.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's a fantastic feeling, and then it motivates us a lot when all the stadium starts singing the song. It's fantastic. I feel like I need to score on the next 2 minutes, because it's like the way I have to thank them is giving everything for the club. That's what I'm trying to do, is even when I don't play well, just giving everything I can for the club and for them.
And one of the most sort of heartwarming, wholesome moments I've seen is on your Instagram page when your little boy is singing the song about him. That's beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah, that's amazing. That's one of the best feelings you can have, because he's coming here for 2 years almost, and he knows the song. Of course, he doesn't spell it really well because he's not English, and he's really young. But it's amazing, just the way he sings, the way he celebrates the goals as well when we play at home. Hearing him singing my song is just the best feeling ever.
Yeah, and talking about family, obviously when you moved over here when you were 20, your now wife moved across with you. It's a huge sacrifice. How has she adapted to life in England, and what's it been like bringing up a family in Wolverhampton?
Well, it surprised me a lot, to be honest. We settled down really quick and really well. Because of her as well, and because of them, I did a great season on the first year, because it's not easy to go for the first year away from your country and do it so well. That's because you have a lot of support at home. That's because you have someone to help you when you need, and that's the main thing. I think I need to thank her a lot. I just wanted to focus on playing football, because I knew they were really well in Wolverhampton.
So that made a big difference to your performances on the pitch, knowing that your wife and your children are happy here.
Without a doubt. That's what I'm saying. I just needed to focus on my football. Because when we have problems, even if you don't want, your head is, for 5 minutes you'll think about it, and that 5 minutes can cost you a result, can cost you the improvement. But I never had that. I knew they were okay. I knew they were with me every time. So I just focus on playing football and give my best to the club.
Back to your football. You were captain of Portugal at youth levels. You were captain at 18 of Porto in the Champions League. It looks like you're a natural leader. Has it been more difficult to do that in a different country? And do you feel now that you are sort of a leader in this group? I know you're vice captain and you've got Connor Cody, but it looks like everyone looks up to you on that pitch.
It's not hard at all to be a captain on this club. Because of the dressing room we have no problems. Everyone wants to go to the same way. And if someone don't want to go the same way, we'll make sure you will come with us. If not, you'll not be welcome on our dressing room. And everyone knows that. Every single player that comes in just settled real well. And as soon as they came, they know what we want and they know the way we work. So that's the main thing. Of course, we have Connor. That's a massive guy in the dressing room. He's a fantastic person. He's really important for us and for the club as well. Then we have John Ruddy as well. We have João Moutinho. Everyone wants the best for the club. And the main thing is everyone is very good guys.
Yeah, it does look like a good environment, and this season there's been a lot of change, obviously with the new manager coming in, but it's been very, very successful so far. How far do you think Wolves can possibly go this year, and is there any players who maybe this year have surprised you with how quickly they developed or how well they've done?
Oh, I think we are doing well. We don't want to think about the future for now. We are playing game by game. We still need to improve a lot of things. But you have a great team, you have a great group, and I think we can do something special. We just need to be focused and we just need to follow the manager because he wants the best for us as well. If we do that, we'll be okay at the end, and I think we can probably do something special for the club.
And the manager, I've heard so many people speak so highly of Bruno Lage and what he does. Have you been not surprised, but I say impressed with how he's come and how he's adapted so quickly to a club of this size?
I'm impressed with the way he works. I didn't know him before. I know him from Benfica, but I didn't work with him, of course. As soon as the talks start of Bruno Lage coming here, I remember to speak with João Felix. He told me, you will love to work with him. And that's true. It's an amazing manager to work with because of his mentality. He always wants to take the best from us. He's never happy with what we did. He's always thinking about our future, about our careers, and the way he works is fantastic. The information we have about football, about the opponent, it's massive. Yeah. So we go for the games knowing everything, every single detail about the opponent and about what we need to do. That's perfect for us.
No, you can definitely see that watching as a fan. You've been in the Premier League now, this is your 4th season. You have obviously international ambitions as well. You've played over 20 caps now for Portugal. How do you feel that what the future looks like for Ruben Neves, especially internationally? Do you want to hopefully keep going with Wolves and then more games will come at Portugal?
Well, that's my main target, of course. I want to play as much as I can for my country. And I'm not playing too much now, but we have some fantastic players in Portugal, so I think I just need to work and wait for my chance to come. When my chance comes, I'll try to do my best to grab it. Bruno is helping me a lot on that as well, because he's always taking the best of me in the training sessions, in the games. If I do 10 passes right and I miss one, you'll come for me. I know that, and that helped me a lot because I'm always focused, I'm always concentrated, and I want to do my best every single time. That helped me a lot, and I think if I keep doing like this, I'll have my chances to play more in Portugal.
Brilliant. Thank you very much for your time. It's been a fascinating insight, not just for me, but I'm sure for people, listeners, man. It's been a pleasure watching you over the last 4.5 years, and I hope there's another 4.5 years after this.
Thank you very much. Thanks.